So let's review the third room that we did at Murfreesboro Escape Rooms, High Noon.
Part of the challenge going into High Noon is in their rooms, they have a clear record board.
Yeah.
So they've been around. They've had games for several years, and so they can tell. You can see this room was like somebody conquered that one in 28 minutes, and so this particular one we noted no one had beat 34 minutes.
Yeah.
And so we thought that's doable.
Yeah.
We're on a roll. We're feeling good about it. Let's take a crack at it. So we went in there with the intentionality of breaking a record.
Yeah. And we did.
We did.
Yes, we did.
32 minutes.
32
that
minutes.
room. Ended up getting the record in that room, and it is extremely non-linear. It is totally non-linear room.
Yep.
In the fact, at the very beginning, you see every lock you have to unlock, and then it just says, go work on any one of the puzzles. That lock is associated with that puzzle. That lock is associated with this puzzle. The room is set up with two identical lock stations. So it's blue team versus red team. Red team's unlocking these ones. Blue team's unlocking these ones. You both just race to see who can unlock all their locks first. A lot of fun. No storyline. Who cares? Pure competitive. Let's just race. Yeah. And so this is a racing room. I thought it was a blast. I don't care about the storyline. If you're just going to embrace the race, let's do that.
Team building. Yep.
Yep. And so we just raced. We spread out. Hey, you take this lock. You take that lock. You take that lock. Spread out. Go around the room and solve the puzzles. And it's just purely who's the better puzzle solver is what this room is all about. And I had a blast doing it.
We had a blast. One tip, and we did this pretty well because there were 10 different 8 different locks that we had to open, and 8 different puzzles we had to solve, and of course 4 of us. So we kind of just said, you take these 2, you take these 2, and then we would just attack them. And then if one of us would get stuck, we would just say, okay, I've spent 2 minutes on this. I want to move on, and somebody else can come back to this. So one tip, one piece of advice for escape room enthusiasts is don't let your ego get in the way of moving on.
Yeah.
Letting somebody else come over with a fresh set of eyes and just say, just ask them, what do you see here? Am I missing something here? Because a lot of times somebody will just see it right off where you've been staring, losing the forest for the trees kind of a deal.
And I will do more competitive rooms intentionally just because I love this one so much.
It had a theme, a saloon and a jail and an Old West type of a setting.
Yeah.
So it had a theme to it. Not really, I don't even know what the story was.
I don't think
there
there
wasn't a story at all.
Yeah.
You just knew you're trying to open every one of these locks, do this, do that, and then you're done.
Yeah.
I think it would be so interesting and probably super chaotic to have a second team in there.
Yeah.
And it was nice that we were just one-sided, working together and everything. But having another team doing their own thing, probably trying to kind of fight over some of this stuff because it would have been on top of each other.
So we just totally ignored the blue side of the room. We Chiefs fans just went with the red locks and decided we were just going to ignore the blue side, solve the red side, as if we were competing against another team.
Yeah.
And we beat that other team that wasn't even there.
We killed them.
Yeah. They got 0.
They were 0.
Easy. The big downside of this room for me is the lack of unknown. I love a surprise in a room. And so, I didn't think that was going to open, or I didn't expect that area to be there, or there was no element of surprise. Everything is known.
Labels, yeah.
Yeah. So I understand why they do it in a competitive room, but the lack of element of surprise takes away some enjoyment for me. All right, so let's review High Noon Room. What'd you think, Caleb?
I think this is a solid 3. I think it would be such a cool team building experience, bringing in some people and then debriefing, kind of going into a team exercise afterwards and having that camaraderie. It was pretty cool to do my first competitive room.
Yeah, good.
I'm going to give it a 4 because it's a race room. If that was the only room we had done in a day, I might be a little disappointed. But we knew it was a race room, so we considered it a bonus.
Yep.
And because it's a bonus room, and we're just going to see if we can go fast and break the record. And again, we did by 2 full minutes. and wrote our name in chalk, which that can't be erased ever, except
Not pretty.
by somebody's hand someday. It was a blast, so I give it a solid 4.
Yeah.
I think I give a solid 3, just because I like to have a storyline. If there's not a storyline, it just kind of loses the interest.
Yeah, that's good. I give it a 4 purely because I think I've played over 100 escape rooms, never done a competitive room before. So something's got to encourage rooms to add more competitive rooms. It's well worth it. I don't think all of your rooms at a location should be a competitive room, but one of your rooms need to be a competitive room.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bump them up, just say, good job doing something that not everybody's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying something new. It's unique. I'll bump it up to a 4.